you will experience the fullness of love and the fullness of power. A message starts coming out of me. As it's happening, it's the fullness of love. I feel my heart just open wide to these people. I popped up and I spoke in light language. It was the most power I had had in my body ever. It was that fullness of power experience.
Hey, everybody. Kelly Wagner, publisher, Edge Magazine, and host of the Being Curious show. On today's show, we have a really powerful and magical experience with the amazing David Trotter and his unseen team from Awakened Magazine. I wear his t-shirt and there's his magazine. We touch on his background. We touch on everything going on in the awakened world. He's coming into these gifts and abilities of his channeling that is just powerful and amazing. We got to meet his unseen friend, Alvin, and a special guest with Jesus. It's a great show. Check it out. Enjoy.
Ready to embark on a journey of limitless curiosity? Join us on the Being Curious show, where we curiously connect teachers and seekers in a safe space, exploring a vast array of topics that spark the flame of curiosity within you. We've created a community for thoughtful discussions where teachers share their wisdom and seekers explore the depths of their curiosity. It's a space where diverse perspectives come together, fostering connection and understanding. Our intention is simple: to ignite your curiosity and create a life that totally lights you up. Every conversation is a journey, a chance to explore, learn, and embrace the magic that life has to offer. Connect with the Being Curious show on all major podcast platforms at the Edge Network, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Being Curious show.
Hey, everybody. Kelly Wagner, publisher, Edge Magazine, and Awakened ambassador. Hey, today's a really, really special show, and we're just going to really jump in. I am so blessed with collaborations. I'm blessed with all the collaborating that I get to do with people all the time. And David Trotter from Awakened Magazine, you guys get this. This is a beautiful piece, is with us today again, back. And we're going to be talking about his new gifts and abilities. And, you know, I'm already starting to channel. I'm already starting to see things come in. So without further ado, David, welcome to the show.
Hi, Kelly. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I love when I'm with people like you because I just start going like this right away. So you are the publisher of Awakened Magazine. You have a beautiful story. Please share with us, and let's just let things flow today.
Yeah. Well, it's great to be back with you. Thank you for representing this wonderful t-shirt from our expo. And I was like, oh man, I need an Edge Magazine t-shirt. I would definitely be wearing that. I think I'm going to just make one on my own. It's like when fans, of bands and stuff make their own t-shirts. I can't afford the band's t-shirt. It's $100. I'm going to make mine own. So
I love it. I'll get you one. Don't worry.
Good. Well, it's great to be with you. Yeah. Well, so we have a wonderful magazine like you guys do, where we, for me, I just call it, it's a platform to amplify the voices of conscious leaders, healers, and coaches. And we do that in a number of different ways. We're primarily an online magazine. We're not fancy like Edge Magazine with 1 million distributors across the globe. And we put out a couple of print editions a year at expos. And we have one event, that we're doing per year right now. We're just getting started. And the desire is just to serve the community and see the ways that we can amplify the sense of love, healing, transformation, and awakening. So that's what we're doing.
And you're doing a fantastic job. Don't sell yourself short. You're really, you're someone I think about and I smile. How about that? And I love what you're doing.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate the collaboration and the support, and we love what you guys are doing, and appreciate the opportunity to connect and be in conversation together.
Absolutely. Okay. So you're a publisher of a magazine. You have a beautiful backstory that you shared with us last time, but you are coming into not just coming into, you're like landing in some amazing, and I do you want to call it channeling? Do you want to call how, if you were going to describe what possibly could unfold with us today, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it definitely is in that channeling, lane. I grew up in a conservative Christian family, just a quick backstory. And part of that family structure, family dynamic was a belief in what would be called in that world the supernatural. And so there was a belief in physical healing, or what would be called in that world speaking in tongues. And so I have done that since I was 18 and went to a college where those things were kind of part of the culture, but really set that aside because my world of being a pastor in evangelical Christianity, that world doesn't really accept or cultivate those types of experiences, right? So when I stepped into more of the spiritual world 5 or so years ago, I was like, wow, this is a place where I can have those experiences because other people are having those experiences, the type of experiences that you can't explain with logic, right? You can't explain with your mind. Like they go beyond what you can see, taste, touch, and feel. And so, I developed a relationship with a woman who owned a breathwork and meditation studio. We met about 3.5 years ago, and she's just an incredible woman. Her name is Mandy, and she owns Behind the Lids Healing Collective here in Orange County, California. And I started getting around these types of people, and she brought in a medium for a class, and I had never been to a medium, didn't know what it was. And I just thought, well, geez, from my background, I think this is satanic. I probably don't think it's satanic anymore, but I'm just going to let's just show up and see. Let's just show up and see what happens. And this woman starts calling out the names and birth dates or death dates of relatives of people in the room. And there's an audible gasp, including from me. I thought, my God. And my mind that night was blown away, not just by that experience, but by, wait, if this is possible, what else is possible? What else is happening around me that I'm not aware of because I'm blind to it? And that experience opened me up. I ended up going through 24 weeks of training with that woman in mediumship training. And I started having some experiences. They were mild experiences, but I was having experiences. And then Mandy said, I really feel like something that might resonate with you more is this channeling. And so I had become a bit aware of channeling. I had interviewed Livia Debbie, and she's a channel from Romania, and that just blew my mind. I had never seen something like that before. And so then we went to this class, 10-week class with a woman named Shawn Randall, who she was in the documentary called Tuning In, and she introduced me to her version of channeling, which she says we have unseen friends who are here for the purpose of helping us experience unconditional love. That's it. Unseen friends here to help us experience unconditional love. I thought channeling was like, dun, da, 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 let me give a message to the world, And I thought, ooh, this feels much better to me. I like this. This is interesting. And she introduced automatic writing, which I'd heard of, but I hadn't been doing. So this was 2 years ago. And so I started, writing for me, Kelly, is kind of challenging. So I just would take my laptop in my truck down to the beach, and I would sit in front of the pier, and I would drop into meditation, and my hands are on the keyboard, and I would just type what I heard them say. And that's how I started. And I've got, 100 pages of messages just for like all this. And it was just for me.
It's interesting that is what connected you, and it wasn't a special pen and a paper. That's just fascinating.
Yeah. I just sat there with my laptop, and it was in a Google Doc. And then she began to take us through the process of, well, who are these unseen friends? And so there were 2 unseen friends that I started hanging out with. And they gave me the names Elvin and Escalon. And so I started connecting with them. They had 2 different very personalities. And then the turning point really came a little less than 2 years ago. After I was taking the next class, I was preparing to go into a medicine ceremony, which I don't do often, but I have, had these experiences with psilocybin. And I was told during that automatic writing, you will experience the fullness of love and the fullness of power at this experience. And I thought, well, that's okay. I just had this, right? Yeah, what's going to be? So we're laying there with a dozen other people. It's like, probably 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's totally dark. It's candlelight. You're laying there on the comfy mattress in the middle of the living room. And all of a sudden, without realizing what I was doing, I popped up and I spoke in light language out loud, very loud, a full, long message. And I went to lay back down, and I looked at Mandy and I said, did I just say something? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so
That's
sorry.
when you're
That's
like,
so,
did I dream that? Did I say that? Like, okay.
it's
And you
just like,
look around the
it's
room and they're
so
all like,
embarrassing. So embarrassing, Kelly.
oh,
And so I laid back down, and then all of a sudden my head starts cranking to the right and my mouth starts moving. And thought, and by the way, when that light language was flowing through me, it was the most power I had had in my body ever. It was that fullness of power experience. It was like a rush of energy going through me. And then my head starts cranking to the right. I start feeling my mouth moving. And then all of a sudden, a name comes out of my mouth, and it was the name of the facilitator. And a message starts coming out of me for him. And one by one, every person in that room, I could see inside of them. And I was giving these messages. After each message, I would collapse backwards because I was so not used to this experience, but it's just coming out of me. I can't stop it. And as it's happening, it's the fullness of love. I feel my heart just open wide to these people as these messages of empowerment are going through them. And I could see something about each one of them that was unique. That happened about a little over a year and a half ago. That changed. It was like that mediumship experience. Like, what? No way. How did this happen? How is this coming through me? It changed my life. It was crazy.
so how was the car ride home with Mandy after that one?
Yeah, well, you spend the night at an experience like that. So the next morning there's integration. And I was like, you guys, that was, whoa. And they're like, has that happened? I've never had that happen before. That was incredible. And people are super thankful because they knew it was very authentic. It was not something I was conjuring up. It just, came through me. And, but I also recognized, I probably can't go to another public, medicine ceremony like that. That would be very intrusive because I knew a lot of these people. So it was kind of a safe environment. So, Mandy and I started having our own experiences, and it just began to keep coming through me. And then about 4 months ago, I was dealing with some internal grief around a family dynamic situation. And I was connected with a regression therapist. And I've done a lot of therapy and somatic work and, 5-MeO, DMT, all these different therapies, which is great. And I thought, well, maybe this could be something this thing that's arising. So I went to this regression therapist. She actually is from the UK. So we met on Zoom, and we dropped in and had a couple of sessions that were really helpful in helping me navigate some of this grief. And then the third session, all of a sudden, this energy came through me, and this channeling started happening without medicine. And I had talked to a number of channels, Daryl Anka, Olivia Debbie, Wendy Kennedy, whoever else I, chatted with about these things. And they said, well, the next step for you is to channel without medicine. Like, how do you do that? And I felt just so like, I don't know how. It just feels impossible. How would I get connected to that energetic presence? And it happened in the midst of that hypnotherapy, regression therapy session. And that was about 4 months ago. And now it's, something that I've been cultivating over the last 4 months, which is not a long period of time. I'm very, new and fresh into this experience, even though, it's been a 2-year kind of process. But
you're showing me building blocks though. So you've been doing all of that. You've been building the blocks for a long time. Yeah. I see like a long time, like ever since you're like 19, they've been, and some might be little blocks like this, but you've got to the point where it's like you're ready.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like the kid who just discovered he was double jointed, like in the shoulder or something. And it's like, hey, look at this, And the thing that was that first night that it happened almost 2 years ago, I was like, wow, this is for the service of other people. This is for the service of other people. My whole life has been really dedicated in service of other people in a lot of different ways. But it's like, okay, this is in service of other people, and I've got to figure out how to be a good steward of this. And so that's what I'm, seeking to do. And I had an experience several weeks ago where I was interviewing Lori Ladd on a podcast for Awaken Magazine. And in the middle of it, she was just talking about Jesus. And Jesus is one of the 3 unseen friends, I would say, that I connect with now. And what happened, I was hanging out with Elvin and Escalon in these meditations. And I was doing the automatic writing. This was a couple years ago. And all of a sudden, Jesus shows up in my consciousness. And I literally said to them, why is he here?
Okay, so how did you know it was Jesus? Did he have like a little placard that says like, "Hi, I'm Jesus"?
Yes.
Did he walk in and say like, "Hey," like?
He was not white.
Okay.
And no, I just felt it was just like, there's this internal knowing. It's like, oh my God, that's Jesus. And I was like, why is he here? They said, because you have a very complicated relationship with him and it's not going so well right now. And you need to like figure that out. Because I had been a pastor for over a decade and really set Jesus aside back in 2008-ish and said, okay, there are things about this that are not working for me. And so that has come through very strongly. So over the last 4 months, there's primarily one unseen friend that has been speaking through me, and his name is Elvin. He's this very small little, elfish guy that's in my consciousness that brings messages about unconditional love, about there's a levity to it, there's a playfulness to it. And then this other unseen friend, Escalon, he has one message, and it is, you are powerful. You are powerful. And he demonstrates that power sometimes through me. And he's reminding me and others that you are powerful. There's this internal power of fortitude within you, because if we have that power, if we embrace and embody that power, then we will have the opportunity, the confidence, the security to open our hearts. That when we feel weak or vulnerable, we close our hearts. And so there's whole theme of opening one's heart. And then, I would say, I don't know what you want to call it, but whether it's Jesus Christ, the light of Christ, has been speaking as well. And so I do these every week with this therapist by myself, but I also invite friends to come. So every other week, I'll have a couple of friends come in and channel for them during these sessions. And and so back to the Lori Ladd, in the middle of the interview, she's talking about Jesus, and I just felt it like a shock through my body. And it was like, okay, I think they have a message for her, like an affirmation of her work. And so right in the middle of the podcast, I just channeled a message for her. And it is, I think because I'm newer at channeling, it's coming through pretty demonstrative. Like they're really like the energetic presence is pretty demonstrative. And I've been told by more experienced channels that might chill out a little bit over time. But it's an amazing experience. Yeah.
So how is David dealing with it on the earth plane? David, the human, the divine spirit having a human experience. How are you settling into this new normal?
I think about it quite a bit because I'm aware of them. I'm aware of the experience. There is a bit of the, hey, look at this, I'm double jointed, because it's a new experience for me. There's a deep sense of sacredness to it, like a very deep sense of sacredness. How is this for the service of others? And there also is the vulnerability of, man, this can sound and look really wacky. I mean, these unseen friends are really kind of crazy. And so there's a sense of insecurity on what people would say in the, spiritual community, what people would say, and that are just like, this guy's a nut job, you know what I mean? Like those aspects, I'm releasing those things.
So are you ever at like a farmer's market or at Costco and your unseen friends pop in?
I have not had that happen. Yeah, I have not had that happen yet.
So they do respect your human experiences. You're not like having intimate time and you have to be like, hey friends, not now. Like,
no.
Okay.
I have heard them. They have told me that they will not bring a message for someone who is not ready to receive it.
Okay.
And so they've said, we will tap you on the shoulder when the time is right. And And even with, like, this is a privilege to be with you to talk about this, but they've said, hey, it's not time to do this, and it is time to do this, like direction on that. And that sounds so weird and cheesy to say that, but it's so clear inside of, my experience of what I'm having. And so, yeah.
I think it's beautiful and it's fascinating, and oh my gosh, I'd want to tell the world, but then I also know how you might be like, oh, but I do love the ceremony that you have with them. It's like it's like you have this cadence, you have this relationship, you have this it's a respect. They respect you. I mean, they don't just pop in when you're at Costco, and you respect them, that you don't just like, it's not like now you're showing me like a carnival barker, and you're not just up there like do 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 do. No, you're just, it's sacred. And I think that's why they're working with you. And that's why it's gone so quickly from the last 4 months, is because you do hold it in the frequency. I just keep seeing it's the frequency that you hold it in, and that you'll be such an ambassador. You also are you're beautiful with the written word and the spoken word, and people listen to you.
Mm. Well, I don't know why this is, well, I shouldn't say I don't know why. They told me why this is happening, which is so crazy. So I don't feel like it's about me. Like I'm not some special person, but at the same time, they have said, from a very young age, I had this internal desire to bring healing to people, even physical healing. And so because of that internal desire, they've said that that's why they've, wanted to work with me. They've talked about past lives, which just blows my mind, because even though I believe in that, I don't put an emphasis in my own life on past lives. I don't listen to channels. I don't listen to channels, Kelly. Channeling
that's
is
what's
not
great about it.
Like, I don't go, oh, that's not my thing. So it's just fascinating. And I just feel like it's, it's a privilege, and they have said very clearly, one of the things that my regression therapist, who's kind of become a collaborator with me on this, she said, well, what's going to happen? How's this going to unfold? Like, she wants to see the future, right? And Elvin said, we will not show you how this is going to play out, because David would have a picture of it in his head, and then he would try to make it happen, because that's what he does about everything. He's such an action taker. He would try to make it happen. So they said, don't think about it. Just allow it to organically unfold. And that's even this conversation, right? Like, it's just like, this is a way of kind of processing it and allowing it to come to fruition. And I'm not offering one-on-one sessions, I'm not putting out messages to the world. That's not the thing, it's just kind of allowing it to organically happen. So.
You and I, about a week ago, had a conversation, and you told me about the getting in your head. And you and I are both marketers, like no tomorrow. If I said, David, you have 3 minutes to market this marker, you would be on it. You'd have a full marketing program. You'd have the strat plan. You'd have the target market. You'd be like ready to go. You'd have the team ready. And the fact that you're popping it neutral and trusting is so powerful, because that's just so not how you're wired in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. We actually have an event coming up in Orange County called Galactic Channeling Live. And I came up with this concept before all this stuff started happening in my life. And so we have Althea Lucrezia Avanzo coming from South Africa, and Livia Devi will be there from Romania. And it's just limited to like 100 people at our studio. And they were like, yeah, you're going to channel there. Like,
I was about to say, are you joining them?
Yeah. So I'm the host. It's a live podcast recording with them channeling, and I've talked to Livia, and she's like, no, you have to channel. And so it's like, okay, well, that's just another, kind of organic step of seeing how this unfolds. So yeah.
You'll be supported, but it's interesting that you're going to be David, the host, holding the space, making sure that everything's time stamped and flowing well, but then you're going to drop into your channel, but then you'll pop out of it, but your team's going to support you. I mean, It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. It should be fun. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, where would you like to go today?
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to connect. They have said, this is an appropriate place to do it, that you're a safe place and safe person. And, so yeah, it might take me a minute to get connected. We'll see what happens.
Let's go for it.
All right, cool. Shikila baba briander kila bariata rashilo rokila baba rander kila barashi. Ilo roshikila baba briander kila bariata rashikila baba barander kila bariata rakila rashikila baba briander kila bariata rashila rakila baba briander kila. Dear Kelly, it is great to be with you today. Yes. My name is Elvin, as you have heard David declare, and it is such a delight to just be with you and introduce you to the frequency of love. You are already very attuned to the frequency of love because we are aware of you and your work. Yes. You walk along the edge of love and hope. Oh, yes. Some walk along the edge of light and dark, but you and your team walk along the edge of light and love and hope. Shikila baba briander kila briotoro shikila rakila baba rander kila briotoro shi. There has been a calling upon your life from, of course, before you entered the earth plane. Yes, you have worked for lifetimes, bringing this love and hope to all that cross your path. You have done it in so many different ways. Each time you have come into a new existence in a bodily form, there has been a new creative way in which you have sought to manifest hope and love. Yes, we see it. We see it so clearly. You know this already, but we just feel like, and us just getting to know each other, that it is for us to declare that we see you. And you are beautiful. We also have been told that you are a shower of the light. That in those places of darkness where it is devoid of hope, you have the ability to bring in a frequency of light that is transformative to all who cross your path. We would like to give the light of Christ, which is another way of just saying the one you call Jesus, the opportunity to speak about you personally. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
Hello, dear shower of the light. When I tapped you on the shoulder many, many lifetimes ago, you were surprised, delighted, open. That is one of the things that we admire about you is your openness. Openness to people. Your heart is so open. And yet, this may be a season in which it opens even wider. The wideness of the opening is an ability to accept more love. More love for the little Kelly inside. And the wideness of the opening of your heart is so your love can radiate even wider and farther. There are those who have been brought into your path who are challenging, to say the least. And it is the openness of your heart, not the closeness, that will transform them. Even now, feeling that love. And that love that is within you, Kelly, is not just a feeling, but it is an ability that you have to see someone in the fullness of their humanity and the fullness of their divinity and accept them. You have that ability. That is unconditional love. Yes! Oh, yes, what a presence he brings. It is magical. Oh, so powerful, so powerful. He sees inside of you, dear Kelly. Oh, yes, it's so beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, this is very unique that we are speaking directly to you and all these other people are watching. But you know what? It is because that is what is needed today. There is a reminder that is needed, although it may seem very basic. It is a reminder that is needed deep inside of the heart of Kelly. Kelly, are there any questions that you have for us today?
How can I keep dancing in love and hope? And how can I keep this up with the Edge magazine and our platform and our beautiful collaborations?
There are things that come along in your path that are merely distractions. Yes, these distractions will cause this anxiety, this frustration, even anger from time to time. And those things are merely a distraction from walking along the edge of love and hope. And so when each time something arises that becomes like, oh man, this is tough. This is just a distraction. Yes, just a distraction. Yes. And then, as you see that it is a distraction, you call upon those who support you and remind you that in this moment you have power. You have a fortitude within you that remains strong and grounded and present, and with that strength does not become a need to overpower or manipulate or control. No, on the other hand, the controlling of that power within you allows you to open one's heart. Because you are safe and secure. You know who you are as one who has been called to be a shower of the light. You know who you are, and that fortitude allows you to be grounded in those moments when there is a distraction. Those things that pop up here and there, and sometimes they can feel really big, like, whoa, someone is sick, someone is dying. It's very sad. And yet, you can remain focused and grounded so that you can open your heart wide. Roshila babarandar kila pariata rashi kila papariandar kila pariata rashila rakila rashi. Kelly is a shower of the light. Yes. And it is so beautiful. So beautiful. Yes, it is. Yes. Is that helpful?
It was very helpful. Thank you, Alvin. I really appreciate you.
Yes, it is delightful to be with you as well. And we have one message that we would like to share with those who are watching, because this has been a Kelly show. You have that same power within you that we have displayed, we have declared, we have reminded inside of Kelly. You have that same power. And although she is delightful and playing a dynamic role in all things that are conscious, you too have that power within you. So that you will feel confident, secure, and full of love. There are some who hear the word power and believe that it is meant to coerce or cause problems within those relationships surrounding you. And yet when we speak of power, it is a neutrality. There is a neutralness to the energy. It is merely a power, a source of currency, a fortitude within oneself that you can direct however you choose or will. We assume that as you recognize and embody the power that is worked within you, you will then feel safe, secure, no need to overpower, control, manipulate anyone in your life. No, you will feel secure. I know who I am. It feels so good. Yes. And then in that moment, you will be able to open your heart wide to experience unconditional love and to give that love to all that are in your life. Yeah, I think, yeah, do need a drink. And I don't know why I do this with contacts in my eyes, because then they get all messed up and I feel so like blurry now. I really should not do contacts. It's crazy. They told me early on, I know everybody says drink what, I mean, they just told me early on that if you're going to ground yourself, you got to drink a ton of water. And it sounds so simplistic, but boy, it really helps. Well, there you go. It's quite an experience.
How are you doing now?
Well, it feels very vulnerable, to do it in this context. This is the first time I've done it in like this type of interview. So it feels very vulnerable, but at the same time, every time that I channel like that, I feel completely aligned. I just feel completely aligned. Like oh my gosh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Not like in the totality of my life, but in terms of like, this feels completely aligned. And I feel so much love. Like it just feels like all this love is pouring in me and through me. And I feel aligned, and so much love for myself, so much love for all of humanity, so much love for you as it's like happening. It just feels like total love. Yeah, it's an amazing experience. Yeah.
So where does David go when, and I don't want to disrespect Elvin and Escalon?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure that.
And really, Escalon did not speak.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if he had anything, and I saw you coming out of it, so I didn't want to re-engage.
Yeah. No, he doesn't speak very often. It's more of that power source that's kind of floating like in the background, or is a reminder. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to call that other, that slower voice it sounds crazy to call it Jesus, because it's like, what but I believe Jesus is everywhere. And so tapping into that frequency, that power, that essence of who Jesus, so I don't know what to call it, the light of Christ. Maybe that softens it for people. This is our little test pilot here, right? What should I call that experience? But it's definitely, that is Christ. Like like the light of Christ, whatever you want to call it. Speaking words of love, affirmation of truth. So yeah, where do I go? I don't, I'm way back. It feels like I'm way back here, and I'm watching, I'm hearing it. And oftentimes when I'm hearing something, I'm like, whoa, that's amazing. Like this morning I had a session, a couple hour session where I was channeling for probably an hour and a half. And they're talking about me for a lot of the time. And they're bringing direction, loving redirection on some things. And I'm like, oh geez, they're talking about me right now. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, I gotta, so I'm back here.
Would you ever, you might not want to, but would you ever be able to barge in energetically and stop?
Yeah, I think I could shut down. I think I shut it down at any point in time.
But you don't want to.
Yeah, no, I mean, because it feels like I really have such a connection with them now that it feels like, oh, my friends are talking. I wouldn't want to interrupt them. They're sharing with somebody. They're having an intimate experience with you. Like, I feel like I'm watching an intimate, sacred conversation that they're having with you. And so, yeah, I do have the ability. There is an ability when I'm in that state that I can, and I've seen other channels do this, and I thought, well, how do they do that? That I can talk. Like if I'm with my therapist and I'm doing a channeling session for an hour and a half or so, just like learning and doing different things, I can still be in that deep hypnotic connected state. And then I can say something like, yeah, this is what's happening internally. And then boom, like they then keep speaking through me. Yeah.
So it's almost like you come from here and you become a part of the conversation and then pull back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't interrupt the flow of like the connection. Yeah.
So Alvin always pictures to me like the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland.
He sounds like it. Yeah. He definitely sounds.
And he's jumping on the table and
excited.
He has his hat and he's got his little this and it's this beautiful, I don't want to say elfish energy because the Mad Hatter, I don't know what the Mad Hatter was, but that's how he pictures That's it. And then you could tell when the Christ consciousness or Jesus or whatever energy, and it was almost like he did this and he stepped back.
Yeah.
And then that energy came in, and you can totally tell when you changed.
Yeah. When that started coming in for me, that Christ consciousness energy or whatever, it took complete control of my mouth. Not like today, a little bit, but when I first started channeling that light of Christ, it took complete control of my mouth. I think because it knew I was just nervous about channeling, something about that. And obviously I'm trusting them. I'm releasing control. They know my intention. We have a conversation about their intention. Their intention is total love, total connection, healing. But I have videos of me doing that where my mouth is like where it's completely taking control of my mouth and speaking through. And now it's a little less that. So yeah, it's just it's a sacred, fascinating experience. Yeah. What was your experience like? You have seen me channel before, like video, but I have never, and by the way, I knew that they would have a message for you, but I thought they would start off with a message on something, some topic. They just dove into like, I want to talk about Kelly. That was amazing. Yeah. That was so cool.
I loved the proper introduction. I thought that was amazing. Right. I was just like, oh, hello. I was, well, and I didn't know if you were going to, and I should have come prepared, but I didn't, if I had a question, and I didn't know if I sat at a crossroads. I'm like, okay, I think it was do you say Christ consciousness or Jesus? Like, what's the best way? Cause I want to do it with honor.
I don't know. Yeah. The light of Christ, does that feel better for people? I don't know, but I just know that's who it is, Yeah.
Brought up little Kelly. So I'm like, oh, do I go there? Like, cause I sat there and I was like, well, kind of like with you, like we have there's some similarities. So I'm like, do I go there? We're recording, like, but it's fascinating. Right. And then I was like, nope. I'm like, okay. And then that's why I kind of like tap into the edge, because, I think you and I have a very similar, philosophy in what we're doing and how we roll. When Elvin was talking about, I have the power in me as well. I'm like, is it because, I am an intuitive, but like, are there skills that I wrong word, an invitation to be sharpening as well, that are different than what I'm doing. And then I was like, no. Like, I love the high message of love, of my heart, widening. Yes. That was like, I was like, oh, okay. And I love that you prefaced it with unconditional love. And then they went, oh, whoa. That was cool. Did you like that?
Well, I know I look crazy doing all of this, but they
look great. It's awesome. Don't get in your head about it, because it's so it really makes it authentic, if that makes any sense. Like, you can't make that shit up. Like, and if you could, then you're a much better actor than all the little Academy Award winners in LA, and you need to just like barge into an office and say, hey, y'all, I'm here. Like, right?
Yeah.
It adds to the nourishment, the authenticity, the cadence, the honor, because you're doing that. It just shows, like, why would anybody in their right mind be recorded and do that? Like, right? Like, and I say that with total honor. I do.
I know. But, I feel a total freedom. Like, I feel, we talked about alignment and unconditional love, but I also feel a freedom in my being as it's happening. And they have said, because my therapist, kind of collaborator, has asked them, like, why the accents, why the sounds, why the movement? And they clearly said, we will use accents because it will keep your attention, and people, their attention wanes and goes all over the place. And we will use accents and tone of voice and physical movements in order for one purpose. And it is to keep your attention so that you can feel and experience the message. And there's also this sense this sense that I'm embodying the message with my hands and arms, that somehow that's even communicating what they're trying to, communicate. This morning during my session, I mean, they will take full control of my hand, and my muscles are all locked up, and they will do things with my hands and adjust my own energetic, frequency with my hands. It's just, hey, look, I'm double jointed. Like, that's what it feels like. It's just like, yeah, it's amazing.
So the light language, when they're starting to enter, is that just like them like coming in?
I think that it's this energy. Sometimes more often than not, when I begin to channel, there is this, I would say 95% of the time, there's this energy that comes from way up here and just comes fully down through my body. And they taught me early on when I was connecting that I was to ground myself into the earth, which is, I know that's a common thing. People do that in meditations and all that stuff. And I was always like, why are we doing this? I don't know. This just seems hokey pokey. They're like, yeah. No, you need to do that. And you need to take your hands and swirl around as if you're swirling that, like that, connecting that deep into the earth, and then reconnect with all that, basically all that is. Not that all that is up there, but just symbolically my arm going up, connecting to all that is. And then all of a sudden that power just like a rush down through me. And then it's like, okay, like, there we go. Here we go. We're off to the races. Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening. Yeah.
You're like, do you use any like grounding mats or energy rings or anything? Are you barefoot? Are you like, how do you ground?
For me, it's just that intention of, I literally take my hand and put it down between my feet and kind of just swirl it down into the earth. I don't know. It's just a symbolic way of saying, okay, I'm here, I'm grounded, I'm focused. And then what happens, there are certain things that happen to me physiologically. It's a very somatic experience. This is not a very visual experience for me. It's extremely somatic. As I'm connecting, this left eyebrow goes up. And now if I see anything that is like, I know that they're present without me doing anything, it's just that one. It's like, oh my, okay, here we go. And then my left foot, like as it is right now, it's like this. Like my left foot is really tense. And then for whatever reason, that same energetic connection goes all the way up my spine to the back of my head. And right here is where everything taps in. Like everything, for whatever reason, that I can feel that it's tapping in right there. And yeah, I don't know, I don't know. I just go, that's what's happening physiologically. And then it's just like I can feel it, I can feel their presence. So yeah. I don't know what to say, Kelly. It's just like, okay, this is my experience. And I feel like one of the fun things, we live in a world now where you can document your experience and say, oh, this is what's happening to me. I don't know what's going to happen next. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what it's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, but this is my experience today. And I know that it is here to serve other people and to, that I've got to be a good steward of it. It's a sacred experience. It's here to bring healing, transformation, love. They have told me that they would be leading meditations and healing experiences through me. So I'm like, okay, I've done some of that. I don't know how that unfolds, but it's just fun to have a conversation with you and go, this is what's happening in my life, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you for supporting me. And I'm on the journey of growth and, serving other people. I serve other people in this whole way with the magazine. And now this is coming about. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with this?
Think about it, how the magazine and the platform, like the building blocks, like, I mean, you're building an ecosystem where this is just going to fold into it rather than go, oh my God. Like, I just feel like it's just it's just a plus. It's yes, you're interviewing the community, but it's almost like you're going peer to peer rather than you're handing the mic and going like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Tell me all about it.
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
you are, and you're so beautiful at doing it. But it's you just keep showing me like you're going arm in arm with people, and collaboration and all these different levels and different collaborations. Like it's partnerships, it's collaborations, and it's all like that together. It's a we, not a you and I, but like you're like, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the things that they've said is that this would not be something that became like, it sounds kind of crass to say, but or cheesy, but like the David show. Like, this is
Right.
not about me becoming this channel of some sort, that like somehow this thing that's happening to me would be in service to just obviously other people, but somehow it would be connected to and even in service to Awaken Magazine. And I'm not sure how that unfolds, but that's the sense that I have. So, yeah.
You're just showing me a bunch of doors and keys, and it's giving you these keys, and I see doors when I'm in sessions with people, but you're showing me like an old door, like kind of I don't know why Alice in Wonderland, but an old door that you're creaking open, and it just kind of coming in there and giving the key, and other people have tried to open the door, and you're just walking in, you're like, you just go like this, and you walk in, and it's keys and doors.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
It's beautiful. And you get to just embody it and love it and nourish it. And that platform, as your platform grows, it's just going to be more and more love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the focus. That's the focus. Yeah. One of our taglines is, awakening the world to love. And yeah, I don't really know how to do that. I just am trying to do it, like trying to create an environment where other people are getting to use their gifts and talents, and yeah, we'll see how that happens. And I appreciate how you are doing that. I mean, I got to sit back. I felt like I was sitting back on a bench, and I was like, oh my gosh, my friends are talking about my friend Kelly. Oh my gosh, look at what they see inside of her. Like, because they're letting me see inside of you while that's happening. Like, so I can see all of that greatness inside of you. And although in some ways, the message that they were sharing was simplistic, it's not meant to be complex. My understanding is that they're speaking something, they're seeing something inside of you to help you be reminded and draw attention to the greatness that's already within you. It's like just this reminder, like you already know this, but be reminded of this. And that's what I sense that they bring to people. So.
Well, as being an entrepreneur in the spiritual space, it's a challenge. It's not all unicorn and rainbows, and there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, and there's a lot of personalities, and there's a lot of energy and frequency, and it's trying to navigate that as an ambassador, supportive, and to open with that open heart. And even when people throw arrows at you, you're kind of like, I got it. Just a distraction, they said. This is just a distraction. I know. I'm like, but then the little girl in you, or me, is like, but then it's like, okay, we got this. Yeah. Oh, believe me, there's days where I'm like, I love what I do. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, I wonder if Costco is hiring.
I think they might have good benefits.
Right? Well, you've been so generous with your time, and I want to thank you and your unseen friends, and I want to say their names right because I am terrible. Elvin and Escalon.
Yes, and the unnamed Christ figure.
Yes, the unnamed Christ, better known as Jesus. Tell us what's going on in the world of Awakened Magazine while we wrap up. There's
awakenedmagazine.com. If you go there, you can subscribe for free. We get our weekly emails like Kelly and Edge magazine. So similar content with just some different voices, and subscribe on YouTube. We have an expo coming up that has not been fully announced publicly. It's August 22nd, 23rd, 2026 in Orange County, California, 2-day expo. So that'll be fun.
Gotta love 2-day expos. They're amazing. Well, Mr. David Trotter and your unseen friends and AKA Jesus, thank you very much for today. This was an
Thank you.
absolute honor.
Thank
Check
you.
out awakenedmagazine.com for more information, and take care of yourself. We need you.
Something new is unfolding at the Edge. The latest issue of Edge magazine is here, filled with voices that awaken your heart, expand your mind, and remind you that you're part of something much bigger. Explore conscious living, holistic wellness, energy healing, spirituality, and the art of awakening, all in one inspiring space. Awaken, discover, connect, and be curious. Print editions are now on the streets, and you can also read it online at edgemagazine.net. Welcome to the Edge. We have been waiting for you. You are right where you are supposed to be. Welcome home.